Hello, everybody. This is John Solomon with Cyber Club London. We're a loose consortium of information security startup investors, primarily focused on early stage entrepreneurs. There's approximately 60 or 70, depending on the time of day, CISOs, information security consultants, chief risk officers, and other similarly experienced professionals from the industry. And we evaluate, coach, invest in, and generally support innovative, creative, and enthusiastic startup development teams in the information security space. Today, I'm here with Eitan Worcel, who is with Mobb.dev, one of our portfolio companies as part of our portfolio showcase series, where we try and give the family essentially a platform to talk a little bit about themselves, to show off what they do, why they're good at it, and to generally explain a little bit, where they're coming from and why they're unique in the field. So, Eitan, if you want to give a very quick introduction about yourself and your colleagues in the back.
Yeah, we'll have those noise occasionally. I have 3 dogs at home, and let's just hope it will work. So sure. Eitan, also, as you mentioned, I am the co-founder and CEO of Mobb. Co-founded it with my partner, Jonathan Afek, who is our CDO. Jonathan and I go way back since 2007. We worked on and off in cybersecurity together. I have over 15 years of experience in application security. On the vendor side, I was a developer and product manager and head of product there, and Jonathan came from the security research side. And what we learned is that application security scanners, cybersecurity scanners, get you only so far, right? They will show you the problem that you have, but they're not actually helping you fix the problem. Like, I'm pointing you to, hey, you need to dig a hole here. I'm not going to dig the hole for you. I need you to, here's a hole in the wall that you need to patch. I'm not going to patch it for you. Now, when we're talking about application security and cybersecurity in general, the people that need to fix it will be usually the developers and the DevOps engineers. They're expected to fix it. They don't have the capabilities, the tools, the resources, the time to do those things. And so, coming from the cybersecurity side, I realized that I only added a lot of job and work to my customers, to my users, to the developers, and I wasn't really helping them addressing the problem, resolving those issues and actually being more secure. No one gets more secure by just running scans.
I think it's an eternal conversation. I was just, responding very aggressively to a LinkedIn post talking about how, companies are replacing actual pen testers with automated vulnerability scanning tools, and that just kind of set me off. So I was a big fan of you guys because a large part of my background is not only risk management but also security assurance, vulnerability testing, and secure code even before going into production. So Mobb, you guys are doing automated SaaS vulnerability remediation. I'm going to be really provocative, and whenever I hear automated, my very, very first instinct is, but it's going to lead a manager to want to replace the experts.
Yeah. It's funny. I presented in Snowfrock in OWASP in Denver 2 weeks ago, and I asked the audience, does anyone there expect that my tool will replace them, right? And no one raised their hand, because we've been in this story, you and I, probably 10 years ago, when all the automation came in and people thought, all the AppSec people, we don't need them anymore. The idea is to take the simple things, the things that consume time but are not that interesting. I don't need a pen tester to come and automate a dynamic analysis scan. I don't need a pen tester to automate a static analysis scan. I need them to do the deep logic, the business logic scans. I need them to govern, to manage, to guide. In our solution, what we're trying to address is something that is actually not being done much. I think it's very easy to look at the software world in 2 sides. There are those that run scans and are not doing anything with the results, and those that run scans and try to remediate issues. They can't remediate everything, so they do try to focus on the top issues. I think you had a session with Enzo that they were talking about how to point the developers, point the company on where to fix and what to fix best. I want to look at this as, okay, once you realize what you need to fix, let me fix it for you. Let me help you, because No business hires developers to fix security issues. Businesses hire developers to promote the business, to deliver value to the business. Let Mobb take care of fixing the security issues, and let the application security folks focus on the high complex issues, the architectural changes that are needed. Let the developers do development work. We will take care of the mess that no one wants to take care of.
Now, I like the attitude, kind of the 80-20, where you obviously nobody has enough budget, nobody has enough resources, so let's maybe employ those guys in more valuable activities. And I like this. It's something that comes up over and over and over again. You haven't mentioned AI once yet, which is very welcome. People keep saying, well, AI is going to solve all of your problems. It's going to make toast in the morning, and it's going to fix all of your everything's automatically, letting me get rid of my security people, who are one of the biggest sources of cost. And you guys take I guess I'm going to say a crutch view, a tool rather than a panacea that solves everything. Now, one of the things that you guys also very provocatively came out with when we first met you was this concept of shift left failed in application security, right? That's going to annoy a lot of people because, the moment I'm not a diplomatic person, so I like that approach, but tell us a little bit more about that.
When you think about shift left, everyone likes to show the old IBM research. Find an issue earlier, it costs this much. The later you address the bug, it costs more. What shift left does, it's basically try to show you the problem earlier, under the assumption that if I can show the developer, hey, here's a security issue, that developer will fix it earlier. But all that it does is it's annoying the developer earlier, in my opinion. It tells the developer, hey, you made a problem here. You can't move forward until you resolve it. And then they go into exception handling and getting some executive to sign up for pushing the code to production regardless. Shift left doesn't make applications more secure. Shift left doesn't make businesses more secure. They just make them aware that they are unsecured in what they are doing. And what we want to do is actually change it. So if someone is doing shift left, if they are doing waterfall, I don't care. The moment they run a scan, they have now a long list of tasks to do. Let Mobb do those tasks for you. So if you want to do shift left, if you want to scan on every commit, that's great. What are you doing with those results? Let us help you address those results. That's it.
That's a really good point. I mean, I come from a heavily regulated industry, primarily financial services. And we see very often is people coming in there. I've also done a lot of work in healthcare information security. You get a lot of people coming out of the classic Silicon Valley non-critical industry tech environments. Your Ubers, your Facebooks, sort of Meta now, and they think basically it's the waterfall. Hey, grandpa, waterfall testing is for old people. Stop talking about things like that. But I like the attitude that you recognize that there are organizations where these kind of more traditional, time-intensive, manual, invasive processes may be required or maybe be desired, whatever, and you're really making it easier to do significant parts of that. What kind of industries are you focusing on, if any? Is there any particular economic niche, activity niche that you think that should really have a look at this more closely?
So at the end, I am trying to cater all those companies that are today spending resources on running security scans. If you have a static analysis solution, you probably have a problem now. You need to address those issues. In that same conference, I asked the audience if anyone had more than 100 issues coming from static analysis, and naturally everyone raised their hand. So we grew the number, and over 100,000. Still, we had many people raising their hand. The record was a guy that says they had 150,000 critical issues coming from a static analysis scan. It doesn't matter if you're an insurance company, a bank, a retail, telco. Everyone have that problem as long as they're big enough to have a target on their back and they're using static analysis solution. I want to help those companies actually do something with the results of the static analysis and not just check the box, yes, we're running a scan. Get value from it, get actionable value from it, and reduce that huge backlog that they have of static analysis findings.
Excellent. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. So any final words for potential customers that you'd like to say? Any particular types of roles that you think should be talking to you, and where can they find you?
Okay, cool. So first of all, we are focusing at the moment on Java. Well, Java language. We will add more languages in time, but Java naturally, the enterprise worlds run on Java. Um, we are already having our alpha. People can come in, get value fixing their SQL injections, their XXC command injection, XSS. We have those capabilities. We are planning, by the way, I don't know when the video comes out, but we are planning to have a community tool that people can run from a command line and just fix open source repos for them. It will come in the next few weeks. If you watching this and you are interested in seeing what we are building and trying out, don't take my word on it. Just try what we are building. Reach out to us. You can go to mobb.dev, the site, and maybe we'll include it in the link below. And you can register to a demo. You can I'll include later on how to get our community version, let's say. And you will see, by the way, one thing that we didn't talk about, John, at all is how we get developers to cooperate, right? I'm basically telling the developer, hey, I have a security tool. Here is a code that you should put in your application, and that will solve your problems. And we work.
The traditional method is you lock them in a room with a bunch of cans of Red Bull and you beat them if they don't fix it. But I think you've got a better approach.
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm not even asking developers to trust me and let me push a PR directly to their repo. I'm actually working with them. I'm showing them the fix, and we're working in an interactive way that I don't force the developers, even if I know exactly what I need to do. I don't force the developers to take my fix. If they don't want it, they don't need to. But I'm showing them what I did with the idea that maybe they will learn from it also and understand and, improve their code, and no need to go to Stack Overflow and Google or, God forbid, ChatGPT to fix their problems.
Considering how much time my secured coding team spent on developer education, I think anything, again, when I say crutch, for some people that has negative connotations, I absolutely not. Anything I think that will help people learn interactively and learn, point out their mistakes so they can learn from them, even beyond talking about automated remediation is going to be a huge positive, especially when you're running large teams that, nowadays we expect a developer to have increased security awareness, but that's my optimal scenario, and I want a pony as well. But this is going to be a very, very, very welcome tool. I will put all the info in the video description down below. So please do have a look at mobb.dev. Like all the startups that we choose, we evaluate. This is an enormously motivated, intelligent, also well-connected and experienced team. We do take a very, very close look at that. And once you get this many experienced security people giving a company the seal of approval, in addition to Eitan's obvious reputation that you can see from his LinkedIn profile, if he lets me, I'll share that as well. So you can go know him on LinkedIn, get your information about Mobb there as well. I do encourage everybody to get in touch with him, especially if you have a large code base and a large in-house development capability. And with that, I just want to say thanks very, very much for spending your afternoon with me. I want to see your dogs a bit more sometime. And wish you all the best of luck and all the success in the world.
Thank you.